My friend.
So my question to you is, well, do you think it's fine?
I don't think it's fine. I live in a world where...
You don't think it's fine?
The reason
This isn't that hard, Andrew. You can simply say, Piers, you know what? With the benefit of hindsight, I wish I hadn't said it like that. And if a 26-year-old woman's watching, I'm sorry I said that, because that actually is blatantly misogynist. And even though that's a view held by other parts of the world, it's not a view I share.
So with Piers Morgan and Andrew Tate going head to head, it's fascinating that Andrew Tate comes out to be the bad guy. Piers Morgan looks pretty good, relatively speaking. But that's honestly not that difficult, because Andrew Tate is pretty awful. And so let's talk about what led to Piers Morgan's line of questioning and his outburst. The clip was from last night's episode of Piers Morgan Uncensored. For anyone who's not familiar with Andrew Tate, he's some sort of fallen internet influencer that I didn't know about until fairly recently. Says all sorts of terrible misogynistic things. He moved to Romania because he allegedly sex traffics and doesn't have to worry about it in Romania. Real stand-up guy, right? So he decides to go on Piers Morgan's show, and Piers Morgan grills him. So he had Tate on to talk about how he's been banned from all these major social media platforms, and then asked Tate if he would apologize for any of his past misogynistic comments. Here's Piers Morgan bringing up a particularly horrible quote from Tate.
Do you think that 18, 19-year-old women are more attractive than 25-year-old women?
I think there's attractive people. That's a loaded question. I don't know.
Well, it's not really, is it?
I can't.
You know why I'm asking it?
Of course I do, but I can't sit here and say.
For the benefit of viewers who don't know why I'm asking, you said this. In general, this is also one of the reasons men find youth attractive. You want to blow up the internet? I'll blow up the internet right effing now. The reason 18 and 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25-year-olds is because they've been through less. People say, oh, you can't say that, but yes, I can. A 19-year-old is more attractive than a 26-year-old woman, and I'll tell you why. Because that 26-year-old has talked to more guys, been to the club more times, been effed and dumped more times, more arguments, more mess, more for me to clean up. That is misogyny.
Why?
Because you are encouraging a mindset about 25-year-old women that makes them sound out to be infinitely less desirable than 18, 19-year-olds, and having effectively been having too much sex to be taken in a more respectful way.
Jordan?
He's such a loser. And it's like, it really speaks to how bad he is that Piers Morgan, of all people, looks like the good guy.
I know that, again, it's incredible because Piers Morgan is not like someone I admire or comes across as like a great guy, but Andrew Tate. Jordan, where do you stand on commenting on people's looks?
Depends on who it is.
Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Like, does Andrew Tate know what he looks like? Does he?
Looks like a thumb, like
He's
a skinny
not
thumb.
attractive.
No.
So like, spare me your thoughts on what makes other people attractive or what makes women attractive. You are not in any way, you're not even in the traditional, conventional wisdom type of thinking when it comes to attraction. Like there's nothing there. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand that, honestly, male privilege. Because it's not just Andrew Tate. I get it all day, every day from dudes online where they're like, it's always conservative dudes. They're like, she's dumb, but I'd hit it. And I'll look at his picture. I'm like, do you think I'd hit you? I mean, I'd hit you in the face, but like, oh, do you think I'd have sex with you? Never in a million years. Are you crazy? But like, they feel, it's the unearned confidence. I can't get over the unearned confidence that these guys have. Yeah.
So he popped up a few years ago, and that's when I first saw him.
Yeah.
And he was doing this same song and dance, just saying overtly misogynistic, overtly sexist things just to get attention. And he very quickly got banned from Twitter. He has been evading a Twitter ban for a while now. I think they finally caught up to him again. But that's when he really re-rose to prominence, because he had like a smaller following in, say, I think 2018. But then he like started getting onto Twitch, which, whole other problem. It was partnering with like esports orgs and influencers and streamers. Oh yeah.
Wasn't Twitch banning people for saying?
Well, that's a slur.
Oh, sorry. Hope you guys censored that.
I could say it. But yeah, he's just gaming people's moderate sensibilities. Like, of course no one wants to, no serious rational person thinks that.
Right.
It also speaks to kind of a predatory view that he has of young women too,
100%.
which is again another problem. This guy's got many of them, but I kind of, I hate him, and I like the clip, it's funny, but I also kind of hate that he's still getting attention because he needs to do those interviews to stay relevant because he got banned. And his only game is saying things like this so people talk about it, so he keeps in the front of people's minds. They subscribe to his hustler school thing, and it's just a never-ending cycle.
Yeah, isn't that like some sort of pyramid scheme or something?
Yeah.
Classy dude. Well, we've got more from this interview. So Tate had the nerve to defend his statement despite Piers' surprising pushback. Again, I can't believe that there's a situation in which Piers Morgan looks good, but here it is.
That's not misogyny because it's not anti-women. I'm saying that an 18 or a 19-year-old woman would be more desirable.
Pretty anti-25-year-old woman.
Anti-25-year-old women we can argue, but not misogyny.
Well, that's misogyny then, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Well, being anti any woman at all is misogyny.
Not when I'm saying that women are beautiful and attractive at a certain age and saying the age.
You're saying 18, 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25.
Well, than ageist perhaps, but misogynistic absolutely
Is that
not.
but you just accepted it was misogyny.
No, I didn't. You said it was misogyny. I'm telling you, no, it's not.
But if a 26-year-old woman is watching this and has heard those comments, would you just say to her, look, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that?
No, I won't. I will say that I am sorry that offends you. However, there's a large contingent of the world.
That doesn't mean you're sorry.
No, I'm not sorry. That's the point I'm making. I'm sorry if that offends you. However, there's a large contingent of the world that believe that, and I was mediating for a conversation.
Parts of the world that believe that about 26-year-old women are parts of the world where women are not allowed out on their own.
That's a conversation.
They have to wear full burqas.
Well, that's a conversation.
They're not allowed to drive cars.
I just want to go straight to the next clip. So let me set it up. Piers Morgan ended up kind of exploding after the clip that we showed you. So let's pick up where we left off. I want to watch the rest of that.
The reason
this isn't that hard, Andrew. You can simply say, Piers, you know what? With the benefit of hindsight, I wish I hadn't said it like that. And if a 26-year-old woman's watching, I'm sorry I said that because that actually is blatantly misogynist. And even though that's a view held by other parts of the world, it's not a view I share. Now, I would respect you more if you said that than if you try and say, well, it's said in other parts of the world, so I'm not sorry.
I think
that doesn't tell me what you think.
Then you need to understand why my content existed in the first place. My content existed because I tried my very hardest to be an absolute and utter realist, especially with uncomfortable truths. I was pointing out that very uncomfortable.
Is that a truth?
It's an uncomfortable truth in many parts of the world.
What a hero, really, what a hero. I mean, just people aren't willing to say it, you know? They're just, that's the problem with the internet. There's this lack of men who are willing to say terrible misogynistic things about women. And Andrew Tate is the king. He's the hero who decided to really give it all up, sacrifice everything to be the one to say misogynistic things online. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much.
You know, a lot of internet experts, scholars, pundits have been saying that if anything, people are too nice to women on the internet.
Too
so
nice.
It's great that
people are saying. No, okay, look. So for women, I hope no one watches Andrew Tate and legitimately, genuinely feels terrible or offended, okay? You should laugh. You should laugh at him. Your worth, your value, your beauty should not hinge on what an unattractive man has to say on the internet. Okay. If anything, his popularity, it comes from young guys who watch him. They're probably frustrated themselves because it's tough. It's hard out there, right? They probably want love, affection, intimacy. We all want that. And it's a little more challenging for young men than it is for women, I get that. But my advice to guys who buy into the garbage that an unattractive guy is selling them online is you're just gonna exist in this weird male echo chamber of hatred toward women that will not get you laid. It just won't. So if like your concern is, I really want women to find me attractive, I want that intimacy in my life, I hear you, and everyone deserves that. Don't take advice from this guy, because you will not get what you want. You know, that's it.
It's totally misleading, and you're gonna ultimately lead an unfulfilling life. And I think that's what they're missing. It's tough to be a 15, 16, 17, whatever, 18-year-old boy who feels inadequate, who is uncomfortable around women or whoever you're interested in. And those comments can be very affirming to people in that position. I cannot stress enough how important it is to ignore them, because it's not going to lead to happiness. It's not going to lead to fulfillment. It certainly won't lead to a relationship, at least with anyone worth valuing. It's just it's totally detrimental and self-destructive to listen to this guy, and it's really frustrating and sad that he's led so many young boys down that road.
Yeah, and it's a whole cottage industry, right? Yeah. So Andrew Tate, I think, kind of represents that men's rights activist vibe of, and not all men's rights activists are as gross in what they say or how overt they are with how gross they can be. And then you have like the ones who try to put like this intellectual cover or facade, like what's his name, Jordan Peterson. But they kind of spread the same nonsense that will not help you with women or girls ever. So I don't know. It's scary to see, because I see a lot of frustration among young men and boys. I see it in where they're at with their education, where they're at with their jobs and aspirations. And I do think they're falling behind in a lot of ways, and they need help. And I don't think it's wrong to admit that. I don't think that it's a good thing to avoid talking about it and thinking about solutions. They feel kind of aimless. They feel like they've been forgotten about. That's not good. And I don't think it's okay for us to pretend like, no, we just gotta focus on women's equality, and no. There are some issues that impact boys and men that I think we legitimately should be concerned about. And what's happening right now is these terrible grifters are kind of coming in, and they're giving these boys and men all the wrong lessons. And it's a problem. I think that's why we keep seeing different iterations of the same guy. We see the same Andrew Tate type guy coming up over and over again. Remember that guy Rausch or something like that?
Oh yeah, what happened to him?
Yeah, he became a born again Christian and is now like
always the bad.
I know. He was a guy who got banned from Canada, literally banned. He couldn't go to Canada because he was going around the world advocating for laws that protect rapists. He thought rape should be legal. That was who that guy was. So Andrew Tate has existed for a long time. It's just a different guy with a different name, just selling the same snake oil. Yeah. Couldn't,
just wish him nothing but the worst. That's just, it's unfortunate these people keep getting platforms, and also speaks to the lack of moderation on some of these platforms, that they're able to build up sizable enough platforms where we're talking about this now.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I feel like that's what always happens. Yeah. Right? It's always like the platform will react when it's already too late.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.